Our third solving trig equation we're going to look at is one with tan. Nothing changes in terms of that, except we can have a number now greater than 1 and less than minus 1, because we should know that the tan curve is asymptotic and goes up towards infinity and down towards negative infinity. What I will change though is my bounds, and also the fact that we're not going to be in degrees, we're going to be in radians. So I'm going to go from minus pi radians to pi radians. How will that change things? Well, we won't do plus or minus 360. We'll be doing plus or minus 2 pi, which is the same as 360 degrees, but in radians. And on our unit circle, it won't say 0 degrees, it will say 0 radians. This will be pi on 2 radians. This is pi radians, 3 pi on 2 radians, and 2 pi radians. You may want to write down roughly what those numbers are. So this is 3.14, this is 6.28, halfway between there. Okay, well, let's do this one first. It's just under 1. Let's do 1.52, add that to there. This one's about 4.66 in radians. So that gives us an idea of the numbers in decimals we're looking for. Alright, what do we do? Well, let's just have a quick look at the graph to compare the two. There we have them both done. And we see that there's our two intersections. One on the left is negative and one on the right. And notice the tan curve goes up and down. And with asymptotes at 90 and minus 90. Alright, so how do we find the first one? Well, same as always. Opposite of tan is inverse tan. So we're going to do tan to the minus 1. Of 2.3. When we do that on the calculator, we get the answer of 1.16. Now notice that can be a bit off-putting because it's in radians, not in degrees. But if we have this set up, then it makes sense, because if this is 0 and this is 1.52, then 1.16 is somewhere in here. 1.16 radians. Which is true, because if tan is positive and the unit circle only shows us where it's positive, it would be in the all section. That gets us answer number 1. We now use the unit circle to find answer number 2. And we know for the tan, if we either reflect and double reflect or it's a straight line, then this angle here is also 1.16. Fantastic. So that means if we go from clockwise all the way around, then it's going to be pi, we stop here, plus the 1.16. So the second answer for x is pi, or 180 degrees, plus 1.16, which will equal, roughly, and I'm just doing this in my head, 4.3. Alright, 4.3 radians. Now those two answers would normally be perfect. And in fact, on the graph, that is correct. It's just off the graph over here at 4.3. But we only want it between pi and minus pi. And don't forget, those two values are really minus 3.14 and 3.14. So this one's no good. So we've got two options. Option 1 is just to put them down. 1.16, 4.3. And like we did before, when we plus or minus 360, we can do plus or minus 2 pi. Well, this answer, we're not going to move onwards because we don't need any more positive ones, but we do need one back. And the one back that we need would be this one here. Okay. The other way we could do it is to just take the circle back this way. And that's the same thing. So let's do it that way first, and I'll do it by the other calculation. If we take it back that way, well, it's pi, because it's 180, minus the 1.16. I'm going to get a bit lazy now. Let's do that on the calculator. Pi minus 1.16. In fact, that's not even smart, is it? Let's delete that. And let's use the answer up there. Enter. And we get the answer of 1.19. Now, where did I go wrong? Because I got it the wrong way around. We're going negative pi. We go back the other way. It's negative pi as well as pi. Pi this way, negative pi this way. So it's negative pi plus 1.16. So let's go back into the calculation. Let's just copy it. Enter. Come back across these numbers. I can change that one simply to a plus. But in here I need to insert one. Second, insert and negative. Enter. And there's my other answer. Negative 1.98. Now let's see if that also would have worked if I'd gone back by 2 pi. We've got this number, which was the 1.16. That number there. Plus pi. There it is. Same number. And now if we go back by 2 pi, we also get negative 1.98. And graphically, what does it mean? It means this value here. Let's prove it. Second, calc, intersect, first curve, second curve. We need to guess. Well, it's over near about negative 2, so let's just type in negative 2. And there it is, negative 1.98. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.